Morning everyone and Sairam. So in last video we have completed our fourth chapter, material, metal and non-metal. I think in that chapter everything is clear to you. So in this video we will start our new chapter, that is coal and petroleum, chapter number 5. We are going to start chapter number 5 and our chapter name is coal and petroleum, and this is part 1 for that chapter. Clear? What we are going to study? We are going to study introduction about chapter, inexhaustible natural resources, exhaustible natural resources, fossil fuels and coal. What we are going to study? We are going to study introduction about chapter, inexhaustible natural resources, exhaustible natural resources, fossil fuels and coal. In this video we will study this much. See, this chapter is totally based upon natural resources. So we will study types of natural resources and different types of natural resources which are present in the earth. We are going to study. Clear? The chapter name itself says coal and petroleum. Coal and petroleum both are the natural resources. Clear? So let us start. Natural resources. See, in our day-to-day life we use different types of material for our basic needs. We use different types of material for our basic needs. Now these materials we obtain from nature, or some are man-made. Okay, some materials are obtained from nature and some are man-made. So those material which are obtained from nature, is known as your natural resources. What are the natural resources? Those material which are obtained from the nature is called your natural resources. And those material which are obtained from man-made, which we are obtained from man-made, is known as your man-made material. Example of natural resources are air, water, coal, petroleum. These all are the example of natural resources. Why? Because we obtain these from nature, and that's why these are called natural resources. Clear everyone? Now if we are talking about types of natural resources, you can classify natural resources into two types. In how many types you can classify it? You can classify natural resources in two types. Number 1, exhaustible natural resources. Number 2, inexhaustible natural resources. Number 1, inexhaustible. Number 2, exhaustible natural resources. So in this slide we have done what are natural resources, example of natural resources and types of natural resources. Clear? What are natural resources? Those which are obtained from nature, and it can be classified into two types. Number 1, exhaustible natural resources. Number 2, inexhaustible natural resources. Clear? Shall we move further? Now, inexhaustible natural resources. Here those will come, okay? Now, inexhaustible natural resources means inexhaustible itself says which we cannot use again. Clear? Which you can use again. That means they cannot finish. So here is a definition: those natural resources which are present in unlimited quantity in nature, and not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Clear? And these are called inexhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible itself says which cannot be finished. Clear? So those natural resources which are present in unlimited amount, which are present in unlimited amount in nature is called your inexhaustible natural resources. You can't finish those natural resources with the help of human activities. Clear? Example, sunlight. You can't finish sunlight, air, water. Clear? They all are your inexhaustible natural resources. What they are? They are your inexhaustible natural resources. I think clear to you? I am repeating once more. Those natural resources which are present in unlimited quantity in nature are not likely to be exhausted by human activities are called inexhaustible natural resources. And your example, sunlight, air and water. Sunlight, air and water. Now move to second one. Second one is exhaustible natural resources. Second one is your exhaustible natural resources. What do you mean by exhaustible? Exhaustible means which can easily finish. Okay, and they are present in very limited amount in the earth. So those resources which are present in limited quantity in nature and can be exhausted by human activities are called exhaustible natural resources. What are exhaustible natural resources? Those resources which are present in limited quantity are known as your exhausted natural resources. It is known as your exhausted natural resources. Example, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. These all are your exhaustible natural resources because they are present in a limited amount. If you will use it, it will finish it, and for reforming it will take many years. Clear? It is not easy to make it again. Clear? So it is very important to use in a very accurate amount. Don't waste any natural resources. Clear? Now, exhaustible resources, natural resources, is also known as your non-renewable resources. It is also known as your non-renewable resources, and your non-exhaustible natural resources are called your renewable resources. Clear? Clear to you? Shall we move ahead? Okay, I am reading once more. Those resources which are present in a limited quantity in nature and can be exhausted by human activities are called exhaustible natural resources. Example, coal, petroleum and natural gases. And these are also called non-renewable resources. Clear? Now, what do you mean by fossil fuels? Next is fossil fuels. Clear? What do you mean by it? Fossil fuels, the natural fuels formed from the remains of living organism buried under the earth long ago are called fossil fuels. What are fossil fuels? Basically, fossil fuels are those fuels which are obtained by buried waste of living organism and plants for long year. After that, decomposition of this. After that, whatever product you will obtain is known as your fossil fuel. So basically, your fossil fuel is decomposition of what? Your wastage of animal and plant. After that, whatever product you will get, it is known as your fossil fuel. Example, coal, petroleum, natural gas are the natural resources. Are your natural resources, or you can say they are the example of fossil fuels. Clear? Now, after that, coal. What do you mean by coal? Basically, your coal is hard black combustible mineral that consists mainly of carbon. Basically, your coal, the color of coal is black. Clear? And it is a combustible mineral. Combustible mineral मतलब Yes, which can easily burn and consists mainly of carbon. It consists carbon. Clear? Coal was formed by the composition of large and plants trees buried under the earth about 3000 million years ago. How they will obtain? You will decompose wastage of animal, wastage of plants under the earth for how many years? For 3000 years. I'll tell you that it takes long time. I already told you that. Clear? Now I'm reading the process how you will obtain coal. About 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forests, low-lying wet land areas. Due to natural processes like earthquake, volcanoes and flood etc., these forests were buried under the surface of earth. As more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. See, first I told you that how many years it will take? It will take 300 million years ago. What? Your wastage of animals and plants buried under the earth. Now, after, due to the natural process like earthquake, volcanoes and flood etc., these forests are buried under the surface of the earth. Now, it will cover with the soil. Now, after that, the temperature also rose as this sank deeper and deeper. When the layer of soil will form, after that they will go under and deeper, and as they go deeper and deeper, the temperature will increase. What will increase? The temperature will increase, and after that, due to the high pressure and high temperature inside the earth, and in the absence of air, the wood of buried forest plants and trees was slowly converted into coal. Because of what? Because of temperature, because of high temperature and high pressure, that wastage of animals and plants started decomposed, and it will convert it into coal. Now, the slow process by which the dead plants and buried under the earth have become coal is called carbonization, and this whole process is known as your carbonization. This whole process is known as your carbonization. Now, since coal was formed from the remains of plants, therefore coal is called fossil fuel. So, this is known as your fossil fuel. I am reading once more. Listen carefully. About 300 million years ago, the earth had dense forests, low-lying wetland areas. Due to natural processes like earthquakes, volcanoes and flood etc., these forests were buried under the surface of the earth. As more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. The temperature also rose as they sank deeper and deeper. Due to high pressure and high temperature inside the earth, the trees were slowly converted into coal. The slow process by which the dead plants buried deep under the earth have become coal is called carbonization. Since coal was formed from the remains of plants, therefore coal is called as a fossil fuel. Clear? I think everything is clear to you now. How coal is formed? Now, coal is a source of energy, as you all know that. Coal mainly contains carbon. Now, when heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide. In coal, what is present? I told you that. Coal is totally made up of carbon. So, when you will heat it in the presence of air, what they will produce? They will produce carbon dioxide. And the formula of carbon dioxide is CO2. Clear? A lot of heat energy is produced during the burning of the coal, and this is the reaction. When your carbon react with oxygen, it will give you CO2 plus heat. Clear? Why it will form carbon dioxide? Because it is made up of carbon. Clear? Now, coal is important because it can be used as a source of heat energy as such just by burning it, or it can be converted into other form energy such as coal, gas, coke and electricity. It is important because you can use as a heat energy and you can convert into many form of energy. Clear? Now, uses of coal. Coal is used as a fuel in human and industries. Coal is used as a human homes and industries. Coal is used as a fuel at a thermal power plants for generating electricity. Coal is used to make coal gas, which is an important industrial fuel. Coal is used to make coke. Coal is used to make coke. Earlier, coal was used as a fuel to make a steam to run steam engines of a train. Clear? Now trains moving with the help of electricity, but earlier it is moved with the help of coal. And coal was spelling is this. Coal was also used as a source of organic chemicals. So these are the uses of coal. What they can use as a fuel in a home and industries. Yes, in like coal gas जो कि हम इंडस्ट्रियल फ्यूल में यूज़ करते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के लिए, ट्रेन्स के लिए. So these all are the uses of coal. Clear to you? Now your product of coal. Coal gas, coal tar and coke. These all are the product of your coal. These all are the product of your coal. So coal. Coal gas is gaseous fuel which is obtained by strong heating of coal in the absence of air during the presence of coal to get coke. Basically, a coal is gaseous fuel which obtained by strong heating of coal in the absence of air during the processing of coal to get coke. When you will heat coal and in the absence of air, the product you will get is your coke. Clear? The product you will get is your coke. So coal gas is a mixture of methane and hydrogen with some carbon dioxide. It is a mixture of what? Hydrogen, methane and carbon monoxide. All the gases present in the coal can burn to produce heat, due to which coal gas is an excellent fuel having high calorific value. It is having high calorific value, and coal gas is used as fuel in our industries. So how you will get coal gas? Yes, if you will heat coal in the absence of what? Air, you will get coal gas. And coal gas is a mixture of methane and hydrogen and some amount of carbon monoxide. Its calorific value is high and it is used as a fuel in our industries. Clear? Now, when coal gas burns, it also produces a good amount of light. So in the past, coal gas has also been used for lighting purpose. Clear? And coal gas was used for street lighting for the first time in London in year 1810. When you will burn coal, it will produce coal gas, and when you burn this coal gas, it will produce a large amount of light, and this light you can use for the lighting purpose. And first street light coal gas was used for street lighting in London, and that year was 1810. Clear? Now coal tar. Coal tar is a thick black liquid having an unpleasant smell, which is obtained by heating coal in the absence of air. Clear? Coal tar is a single compound, and coal tar is a mixture of 200 carbon compounds. And the main carbon compound present in the coal tar is your toluene, benzene, naphthalene, anthracene. These all are the carbon compounds which you will get in this coal tar. Clear? And the product of coal tar is used for making synthetic fiber, drug, plastic, roads, etc. Clear? So basically, a coal tar is a black thick liquid which having an unpleasant smell, and how you will get by the heating coal in the absence of air. And this is a single carbon compound. In this, anthracene, toluene, naphthalene all are present in this. and the product of coal tar are used to make synthetic fiber, drug, plastic, etc. Clear? Now the last one is coke. The last one is coke. Coke is tough and porous black solid substance. This thing is clear to you? Coke is prepared by heating coal in the absence of air. When coal is heated in the absence of air, then coal gas and coal tar are eliminated, and the whatever is left is your coke. Clear? Coke case is almost pure form of carbon. Your coke is a purest form of carbon. In this 98% of carbon is present. Clear? Coke is used for the extraction of metal, especially in zinc. Coke is used in the manufacturing of steel. Coal is a better fuel because it produces more heat when you will burn. Clear? So these are the example of uses and how you will obtain coke. Clear? Your coke is what when you will burn coal in the absence of air, after eliminating coal tar and coal gas, whatever residue you will get. Clear? That is your coke. I think it is clear to you. Thank you and have a nice day.